The end of an era. Peter Crouch has retired. What a career he's had.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding career. I think Peter Crouch was a far better footballer than he ever been credited for. I think he was far better with his feet than people recognize, and kind of understandably. Once you see him physically, you understand why that's kind of people's focus. His height and the belief that strong in the air and maybe of the false narrative that that's all he was good at. But he was a lot more than that.
When the ball came in, and he usually went above the defender, the goalkeeper's kind of faced with a dilemma. Do you challenge or don't you? What did you do?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the challenge, what the ball is. Listen.
Oh, you didn't challenge. You were on your line.
Not that time, because the cross was from David Beckham.
Now, is that Brent Sancho?
Yes, it is.
So he clearly is way underneath.
Yes.
So why didn't you come out and stop the header?
Is that as simple as it is?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Well, as I started to say, it was a David Beckham cross. That was a flat trajectory, and regardless of whether you're 6'7" or 6'1", when David Beckham crossed with that trajectory, there's not a whole lot a goalkeeper could do.
Well, get closer.
Where are you going with this?
No, I'm just saying the delivery in with Brent Sancho there. How
Right.
difficult is it for someone like him? Because look at the size of Crouch. How do you defend it? How do you stop it?
Well, and again, that was a challenge. But more to the point, and in particular this instance, it was about the delivery. It was about the ball that David Beckham put in, that invariably was flatter and far more difficult for goalkeepers to judge. Because now all of a sudden, you don't have to be 6'7" to get there before the goalkeeper when it's a flat trajectory. It's just about the pace of the ball and the timing of the run. So that was difficult. But, with Peter Crouch, because you knew he was a target, and you knew that from the time he was in the ball, or he was the most likely of the targets. And if there was somebody who wasn't as good at crossing the ball as David Beckham is, you knew that they would put a little bit more height. You could guess where that Peter Crouch would be the target. So you take a starting position off of that. But when you have a combination like Crouch and Beckham, it makes it almost impossible to defend.
Underachievers in sport are frustrating. He's not. He's an overachiever. I love overachievers in sport. He shouldn't have achieved what he did, but he's your kind of look up to Peter Crouch. If you're a kid and you have a bit of ability, you can do things if you're prepared to work hard and maybe take you places that you don't think you would get to.
In all honesty, the biggest lesson that I learned, or I think kids can learn and should learn from Peter Crouch and the career he had, is don't be pigeonholed. Just because you're the tallest kid on the field, don't feel that all you have to do is win headers and flick it on for the good striker, for the guy who's good with his feet. Don't think that all you do is score headers. Continue to work on your first touch. Continue to work on your strikes off the deck. Continue to work on all those things that make everybody else good. And you also have your height as an added advantage, as an added weapon. Because Peter Crouch was all those things. And again, and as much as the easy focus is on how tall he was and how difficult that was to play against, you don't appreciate, or certainly I did when I'm in playing against Peter Crouch, how good he was with his feet, how good his first touch was, how good his understanding of the game was. And that for me, if I'm coaching a young, tall striker and I'm pointing out Peter Crouch and using Peter Crouch as an example, those are the things I'm pointing to.
And for all we jest, you and Peter Crouch have played at a World Cup and none of us have got ever near, so you've always got that.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm glad I got the smile at the end because I was a wee bit worried halfway through this. Good luck in your retirement, Peter.
What?